This narrative addresses EDEL20003 Global Learning Futures Assessment 2. It has been taken from the blog EDEL20003 at blogspot.com.au. That's HAZEL capital KUVEYA 2 at blogspot.com.au. The internet makes it easy to create and disseminate information, but copyright law does not currently reflect these new opportunities to share with colleagues and students. The use of open copyright licenses on the materials we create as facilitators, we can share them legally throughout the world and specify how others may use them. There are questions that need to be answered, however, when choosing a license. Such questions and considerations are detailed in the preceding blogs that I mentioned before, which is HAZEL20003 at blogspot.com.au, which have been obtained from the creativecommons.org website. There is no need to reinvent the wheel every time one needs to create or prepare for delivery of units. By using online open resources as facilitators, we supplement delivery sessions and learning materials with content that is already available for open sharing. In sharing their work as OER, institutions can maximize the impact and availability of their work across the global learning community. Learners benefit because openly learning materials are easy to find and access. This encourages more independent and flexible learning opportunities for students. OER courses allow students to explore materials before enrolling, making them better prepared before they arrive in the classroom. Students benefit because OER provides supplemental learning materials for courses and students are better prepared for classes. There are several advantages and disadvantages of using the OER in the classroom. These can be obtained from the blog HAZEL20003 at blogspot.com.au. There are several advantages that are included there. Just to mention a few advantages, we have quick circulation. So information may be disseminated rapidly, especially when compared to information published in textbooks or journal, which may take months or even years to become available. Quick availability of material may increase the timeliness or relevance of the material being presented. We also have ties for alumni, continually improved resources. Some disadvantages of OERs include quality issues, language or cultural barriers, technological issues. So all these are in the blog. OER have, from my research, more benefits as compared to shortcomings if we look at it from a developed world point of view. The fact that we live in a global village, it was also essential for me to explore these OER from a global perspective. I looked at MOOCs, that's MOOC, and how effective they are in the developing countries. One professor mentioned with MOOC capturing global media attention, most African institutions looking or have since started using them. There has been an increase in open universities in the Commonwealth countries. In 1998, there were only 10 open universities, including one in South Africa, which is known as UNISA. In 2012, the number increased to 28. India has 14 open universities, which cater for 25% of all higher education enrollments. Nigeria, Tanzania, and Zambia also established open universities. The Open University of Mauritius is the most recently established institution, with others being planned in Botswana, Namibia, and Kenya. There has also been a growth in the number of mega universities globally. In 1994, there were 11 with an enrollment of 3 million students. By 2008, it had increased to 23 universities, catering to over 9 million students. The issues of demand, of affordability, and accessibility to technology have together generated a response in the form of MOOCs. These courses are a recent development in distance education and a progression of the kind of open education ideals suggested for open education resources. MOOCs are usually free of charge, designed for large numbers, designed to encourage peer-to-peer learning, and meant to award completion of certificates rather than course credits. While MOOCs have enrolled students from developing countries pretty much from the start, there have not yet been many attempts to systematically include MOOCs as part of targeted education efforts in low-income countries. With support from the World Bank, the new pilot initiative in Tanzania is seeking to incorporate Coursera offerings as part of a broader initiative to help equip students with market-relevant IT skills. Employers in Tanzania complain that there is a mismatch of skills in the local labor market. Many jobs go unfilled because there are deficits of people with the relevant skills in the local market. There is a growing need for ICT and IT knowledge and skills necessary to meet the growing demand for technically skilled workers across Tanzanian corporations. For this and other reasons, Tanzania is trying to improve the quality of its higher education system. Currently, a very small number of highly capable African students go abroad to meet their related educational and training needs. At the same time, Tanzania is hoping to improve its capacity to attract high-caliber students from across the region to study in Tanzanian universities. The World Bank NESAP ICT program has been trying to help countries with such challenges. The New Economy Skills for Africa program, ICT, was launched in 2008 to support our countries in sub-Saharan Africa in building skills for the knowledge economy. It has focused initially on supporting the development of globally benchmarked employable skills for the information technology and IT-enabled services industry, sectors that can create thousands of new jobs and catalyze economic and social transformation. MOOCs like Coursera differ from so-called open courseware in that they are complete courses and not just a collection of course materials. They start and end at a predetermined time. They feature weekly assessments and homework that is graded. So in conclusion, MOOC disruptions are very common in the developed countries as compared to their Western counterparts. The internet speed in most parts of Africa is significantly slow, not to mention the incessant power cuts due to load shedding of electricity. I have a friend of mine who is studying an undergraduate course in Africa. She was telling me that there was a power cut in the area that she lives in. All her notes and resources are on her laptop, and she literally could not continue her learning for the duration of the power cut, which could last up to 5 hours. Hopefully, she had saved her assignments because she would be more likely to redo her hours of research if she hadn't done so. This I found to be a major barrier in the open education resource in developing countries. The institutions most vulnerable to MOOCs disruptions are in Africa and North America. And though this fairly unequal competition between Western institutions and African ones raises difficult questions, about neocolonialism, there is no question that the choices available to African students are getting a lot better. Thank you for listening. I am Hazel Kuvea. I'm an electrical facilitator in the vet sector. For references from this narrative, please go to hazelkuvea2@blogspot.com.au. Thank you for listening.